Hey, welcome to Two Doctors Homestead. My name's Daniel, and I want to talk about 7 free or very low-cost things you can do to prepare now, to up your preparedness game. I know a lot of times prepping can be expensive, whether you're getting supplies, getting the latest gadgets, or just trying to build out your pantry, or even just to have enough food to get through the week, food and gas to get through the week right now, right? Prepping, trying to get ahead can be expensive. So I sat down, I wanted to do 7 things you can do right now to prepare that's either free or low cost, right? Some of it you might say that's not really free. So free or low cost. Number 1, learn skills and study. Right, we've said in the past, prepping is 50-50 skills and stuff, and the more skills you have, potentially the less stuff you need, right? If you know how to go out into the woods and survive with a hatchet and a fire starter, then you don't need as much stuff. If you don't have the skills to make a fire, you're going to need more things to make a fire. If you don't know how to make a shelter, you're going to need a better tent, right? So there's always a balance between skills and stuff, and if you don't have the resources or the desire to go out and buy every single prepping gadget you might possibly need, focus on skills, right? And you say, okay, skills, how do I learn skills for free? One is study. Look at the library, right? Find your local library. Books sometimes can be expensive, but generally the library's free as long as you return the books on time. Going to the library is not going to be expensive, right? So think about the library. Think about YouTube, but be careful on YouTube, right? You never know what you're going to get watching those crazy YouTube content creators. Sometimes it's BS, sometimes it's not. But if you balance it out with a little common sense, get some book learning. You can find articles online, right? The internet's there. But focus, once again, mostly free skills. Learn your skills, study, learn the skills. So that's number 1, right? Second one you can do for free right now today is plan and organize, right? What's your bug in plan? What's your bug out plan? And is your pantry organized? Are your supplies organized? Whether you have a bug out bag, bug in bag, maybe you don't have one, but you want to put one together. If you already have the stuff, or you can start laying things out, or even just general organization. Is your pantry organized? Do you have all the oldest items in the front, the newer items in the back? You could spend days or weeks. I don't know your situation, how much you have to organize, but certainly you could spend some time right now. Organize, plan, think about what you're going to do, where you're going to go, what kind of scenarios that you might need to think about or plan for, right? So that second item is just plan and organize, generally free, right? Third one on the list is make connections, whether it's online, whether you join the neighborhood watch, go out and talk to people. And I know nowadays nobody wants to go out and talk to anybody. We don't like talking to people. Go out and talk to people, right? Even if it's just online in prepper groups, find people that are local, find people with a common interest, but network, right? That's pretty much free. Maybe you got to buy someone a cup of coffee or something, but talking to people, make friends, find a community, build a community, find like-minded people, find people you can learn from, right? That's a great prep, right? Having a community, a tribe, whatever you want to call it, could absolutely make the difference between life and death in a survival situation, but just mental health in general. People that have friends live longer, healthier, happier lives, right? So network, make connections. So that's number 3. Number 4 free prep you can do right now to get way ahead of everybody is stay alert, right? What do I mean by that? News, weather, what's going on around you? Is there a storm coming? Is there, are you ready for the fall, be it autumn or the fall of civilization, right? Are you staying alert? Are you staying up on what's happening around you, whether it's crime in your neighborhood or the war in Ukraine, right? Or the upcoming election, whatever it is. You got to keep your eye on things. What's going on around you? What might you need to prepare for, and what might you need to be prepared? No, before you go out and buy a bunch of preps, stay alert. Just keep an eye on things, and you could spend all day. There's plenty of rabbit holes to go around, but you got to be realistic in what you're preparing for, what risks might be out there, but stay alert, right? Spend some time just looking at what you might need to prepare for. And then the next one is go scouting, right? Go on a scouting run, spend time outdoors. And what I mean by that is wild edibles. What wild edibles are in your area, right? There's might be food in your backyard that you don't even know about. Now, once again, there are books on wild edibles you can buy, and I'm not telling you to or not to. As soon as you're buying books, that's not free. Once in the library, there may be books in the library on wild edibles. You may be able to look online on wild edibles. Obviously, be careful when you're just picking random plants and eating them. But if you spend some time going through it and you're confident, hey, this is a wild edible, are you allergic to it? You got to go through the process. I'm not saying just go eat everything you find on the ground, but developing that foraging skill could certainly make a big difference in the long run, especially in a situation where food isn't available, right? And another thing to scout are local creeks. Is there any water supplies around me that I could get to if we had a drought, if we had an apocalypse, if the zombies were coming, if the water got cut off, any situation? Where are the creeks, where are the streams? What can I get to? What looks good? What looks clean? Right? And you probably need a filter, maybe you need to boil it. That part's probably not free. But knowing where it's at, going scouting, looking around, and then I've got legal and then post-apocalyptic supplies, right? That's the legal supplies is probably most places foraging is going to be legal. Certainly you want to know your laws. I don't know if that's really going to be an issue. If there's blackberries by a stream, those are probably legal to take and consume, and you want to wash them, and once again be smart about what you're eating. Local water supplies, those kind of things, probably legal. Now, the idea post-apocalyptic, if you want to scout out, and I've seen people that talk about this as, hey, find all the cool resource spots that you're going to go loot if there's an apocalypse. Obviously illegal, but maybe an SHTF doesn't matter. I know some places shoot looters, so you want to be very careful when you're talking about that. I think there's a lot of legal scouting you can do and just understand what natural resources are available to you in your area. And then the next one is store water. Once again, arguably water's not free. I mean, we have a water bill, but it works out to pennies, if that, per gallon. It's not particularly expensive. And I know in some places, I grew up in apartments. If you live in apartments, you may not even have a water bill. So in that sense, you feel like, hey, water's free. Whether you're collecting water, it's coming out of the tap. Reuse containers that you already have, right? If you drink a lot of soda, you probably have 2-liter bottles sitting around. You can clean those out, add a little bit of bleach, and store water. So you can start collecting water and storing water, generally for free or very low cost, right? Depending on your situation. And then the last one is train, practice, and I saved this for the end because you're just going to click off exercise, right? So train, practice. What equipment do you have, and do you practice with it? Is it still in the box? Do you take it out of the box? Do you actually have time to train and practice your preps, how to use your equipment, how to start fires, how to build shelters, how to do any of those things, just how to be aware of what's going on around you? What do you see in a situation, right? Do you train? Do you practice? And then exercise. Sure, gym membership's not free, but generally jogging is, depending on where you live, assuming it's safe, right? There are exercises you can do that aren't expensive. So I wanted to jump out on that. I said seven free preps: learn skills and study, plan and organize, make connections, stay alert, scout, store water, train, practice, and exercise. So I want to get that out there, right? Prepping doesn't have to always be about buying a ton of stuff and saving it for the end of the world, right? You can prep yourself. You can build your own skill set, your mindset, right? And work it from there. So thank you for watching. I hope that helps out, and we appreciate you.